Welcome back, everyone. So far, we've walked the mountain path from blessing to conviction, from the beatitudes to the deeper demands of the law. Tonight, we step into the quiet. Because after confronting the heart, Jesus turns inward. He begins to speak about righteousness, not the kind that performs, but the kind that prays. So without further ado, let's just dive right into this with part 3. At Sinai, righteousness was ritual, sacrifice, ceremony, and smoke. A holiness you could see and sometimes even smell. But here Jesus says, be careful not to practice your righteousness in front of others to be seen by them. Matthew 6:1. This is a shift. Not a shift away from holiness, but a shift away from the performance. Jesus isn't condemning public faith. He's exposing public facades. He's saying to give in secret, pray in secret, to fast in secret. Why? Because your Father who sees in secret will reward you. At Sinai, the people feared God's presence, but on this mountain, Jesus invites us into God's privacy. So what does time with God really look like? Well, there's a reason we call that time personal. Because this is the time we unload our hearts and truly give ourselves to God. Jesus expresses this perfectly in Matthew 6:7-8. When you pray, do not babble like the pagans, for they think they will be heard because of their many words. Do not be like them, for your Father knows what you need before you ask him. Jesus isn't warning us about long prayers. He's warning us about empty ones. Prayers performed for attention, prayers stacked with words but starved of sincerity. He's saying, don't pray to impress people. Don't pray to impress God. Just pray to be with him. And then, right after clearing away the noise, Jesus gives us a prayer that is simple, honest, intimate, and the perfect model we can use when we approach him. Right in the middle of this teaching, Jesus gives us a prayer. Not a chant, a spell, not a formula to manipulate heaven, but a structure, a map. A way of being with God that isn't ritualistic. Let's walk through this slowly. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be thy name. It begins with relationship. Not, oh, distant deity, not almighty force, but our Father. And notice, not my Father, our Father. Even in solitude, Jesus reminds us that we are part of a family. You don't pray alone. Hallowed be thy name. Isn't flattery, it's alignment. It's saying, before I ask for anything, I remember who you are. Your kingdom come. Your will be done. This is surrender. Not bless my plans, not rewrite them if you must. It's the prayer that dethrones us and enthrones him. It's the line that turns prayer from a wish list into worship. Give us this day our daily bread. Not abundance, not luxury, not tomorrow's bread, today's. This is dependence. It's the humility of saying, Father, I need you again today. Yesterday's strength won't carry me. Daily bread keeps us close. It keeps us grateful. It keeps us human. Forgive us as we forgive. This is probably the hardest part. We ask for mercy, but we also must extend it. Jesus ties heaven's forgiveness to our willingness to forgive. Not because God is petty, but because unforgiveness locks the door from the inside. Forgiveness is freedom, not for the offender, but for the one who releases the debt. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. We're not asking for a life without struggle. We're asking for strength in the middle of it. We're asking for clarity when the path gets foggy. We're asking for rescue when the shadows grow too long. This is a prayer that knows that we are weak, but God is not. At Sinai, the people built a tabernacle, a physical place where God's presence dwelled. Here, Jesus builds a temple in the heart. At Sinai, the priests meditated. They stood between God and the people. Here, Jesus says directly, you can speak directly to the Father. Matthew 6:6. No curtain, no incense, no priestly buffer, just you and the God who sees in secret. And that's the point. The Lord's Prayer isn't just a model, it's a map. It leads us from reverence to surrender, from dependence to forgiveness, from fear to freedom. It's not a prayer to recite, it's a life to embody. So what does this mean for us? It means your quiet moments matter more than your public ones. It means your prayers don't need polish, they need honesty. It means your righteousness isn't measured by applause, but by intimacy. It means the God of Sinai who thundered on the mountain now whispers in this secret place. So what do you all think? Was there anything missed? Or was there anything you were kind of hoping I would dive a little bit more deeper into? Love to know down below. Next week, we'll finish the sermon with a call to choose. 2 gates, 2 trees, 2 foundations. We'll explore how Jesus ends not with comfort, but with a challenge. Until then, let me know what stirred your thoughts. Join the Discord, like, share, subscribe, and keep on walking. So until next time, God willing, God bless. Let him who has ears to hear, let us all hear.